Hi guys, welcome back to Kit Car Direct and MK Sportscars. Back in a workshop, so something a bit different we haven't done for a little while actually, and we're going to start off with the K20 car. She's had a little transformation. Well, here she is, not quite finished, but you may remember this build, and it's come in, it's been up for sale, customers selling it, a new customer has purchased it, and while it was there, well, it went into more of a track day spec, which had a roll cage, which is over there, and it's gone back to more road spec, which has still got a couple of bits to do, but it's roll cage off, roll bar on, aero screen off, windscreen on. It's got the wipers to go on, we've got to put the motors here, and we've got to put the washer squirters on here, but the biggest transformation I think really changes it is the stripe. I don't know if you remember, originally this was completely plain in the car, no graphics on it at all, and I think the stripe pack suddenly, this is a carbon, might be hard for you to see on there, but it is a carbon weave stripe on there with the MK Sportscars side stripes on as well, which I think look really does bring the car together actually. It sort of slims the car down a bit, makes it look like it's doing 100 miles an hour sitting here now. I'm really pleased with that. So we've got a couple of bits to do on this left now. We've just raised the seat slightly higher for the driver, the new driver that's done this. A couple of bits to do, the wipers, this has got to be finished bolted in, and a couple of bits under the bonnet that there's some changes. We've put some little nifty things actually. We've got like a switched earthing which is on a remote control, and to kill it you've got a little remote control, you can do an off and on that, which is pretty whizzy actually. Yeah, there's not much else to do now, a little bit of fettling here and there and etc. Always had the boot box fitted back in as well, so let's show you that as we can. So yeah, completely really went to, John put it to, at the previous owner, John put it into a more of a track day spec, and then as per original. Here's the wash bottle, all tucked up nice and neat and tidy here. You fill it from here, nice and neat and clean, etc. And you've got a nice little bit of storage area there for your bags, your gloves, your hat if you're out in the colder weather, or if you're in the warmer weather, maybe your bottles of water, etc. as well. So a little bit of space, but we are super happy. I mean, it does look great. I've got to say, that's a 10 out of 10 car every day of the week. Next up in the workshop here is a familiar face maybe to some of you. It's just the Striker demo car. Pulled it out. We've used it a couple of times on track days. We've used it last year in September on the Blighton track day and a couple of other track days throughout the year. Doesn't really get a huge amount of use, this particular car. It's about 185 horsepower plus in the terms of a nice little 2 litre Duratec engine in here, and mated to a Ford Type 9 gearbox. It's got a nice LSD in this particular one. All of the nice bits on it, Mx ECU, it's a great little car. In fact, it punches so much above its weight in terms of power, you wouldn't believe what this can do on a track for the performance. You think 185 horsepower, 190 horsepower, that's saying a lot, but it is, it's really quick. The gearing on it's fantastic, it's got a 4:1 ratio diff, so really peppy in terms of performance. And this one, we're just doing a bit of prep on it, getting it ready for MOT. Going to put it out for sale, guys. So if you're interested in a nicely built, this was factory built by original owners raw when we purchased it as the demo car. We're going to go through the whole car, it's going to get an MOT on it, etc. You normally want it to be done to make sure it's ready for the spring. If you want to get yourself in the queue on this one, come down and see it here at the factory. Then it'd be great to see you here. Have a little go, we'll get it ready and we can do test drives on this. It's going to be out for sale. Hook up the sales team here, speak to Neil or Andy, and they can go through the specs, what the car is, what you're trying to get out of it. But even better, as I say, come and see it in the flesh. So over the next couple of weeks, spruce this up, make it all ready to go, because it doesn't get a huge amount of use. So no point it sitting here. Let's get it out there with a new customer, find it a new home, and hope to see it on the AEB roads and the track very soon. Right, next up is another striker, and slippery floor, another little job we've had done. Nice resin floor laid in this area, beautiful to work on, but a bit slippery, it's got to bed in a little bit. Let's get onto the striker though. Right, from one striker to the next striker, this particular one, as you know, has been in build for a little while, been doing the wiring and all of that, and it's been having its little wireless control panel all wired in, so we've got indicators and all of that working on this, and you can do it remotely from the steering wheel, which is quite nice. And the next big thing was the first start, so we'll show you a little clip. Great little car, very small, very compact, very lightweight. And this gentleman here, as you've seen before, has got some nice, very nice matching seats here, which are going to into the colour theme. They look really smart. Nice job actually. So it's going to be a lovely little car when that's finished. But yeah, can't wait to hear this and finish it off. Right, next up here is the Cup car, the race car that we had last year. It's been in strip and rebuild. Now what we're doing with this is a bit more detail. We've got a couple of builds going on. We're going to be doing way more into what's going on with it. So what I suggest to you guys, because you can see what's going on, but each week, or every couple of weeks it is actually, we're launching another video, so if you subscribe to us you get to see in a bit more detail about how we've assembled all the front uprights and how we've done the radiator brackets and how we've put the wishbones on and all of that. There's a lot more detail in that, so if you subscribe to the channel, watch out for, I think we're doing them Wednesdays mainly, isn't it, Lewis? There's a nod from Lewis. I'm behind the camera. Go on, Lewis, nod the camera. Yes, it's mostly on a Wednesday. We're going to be throwing out there, and it goes into a bit more detail to help you when you're building your car. So yeah, this particular one is been stripped and done, but watch the video and you'll get to see how it was done. Right, following on from bike engine to car engine. Now this, we're doing the same concept. This is the RX-5 chassis. We're doing a much more detailed video on this particular one, so we won't do it as part of the workshop walk. It's going to be a separate video which will be on a Wednesday. Yes, it will be, and you can see a bit more detail about how the front end, wishbone, engine's gone in, all the other plumbing, wiring and etc. what we're doing. So get into that, have a look at that for those you want to know what's going on with a bike engine build or a car engine build. So subscribe to the channel guys, like it, share it, etc. and you get to see these two in more detail come together. Right, well, it's questions with Sean time. Hit me, Lewis, come on in, what we got this week?
Right, so the first question that came in, conveniently, you're sitting inside it. How much does the K20 car weigh? Ooh,
with me in it or without me in it?
We'll go without you.
No, I'm not going to let people know my weight. Yeah, right, here we go then. Right, so general rule of thumb, without the windscreen, we sort of do an IVA spec weight, which is full wet, full tank of fuel, 570 kilos. Now it can vary quite a bit. You can actually lose 4 kilos a corner if you go down to 13-inch wheels and 13-inch tyres, because it's about 4 kilos a corner between a 15-inch wheel and a 13-inch wheel, so the weight saving job, but on average 570 kilos.
Right, the second question that came in, some of you clearly will know the answer because of the bio on our social media accounts, but what is the inspiration behind the design?
Oh, right, well the obvious thing, people go, it's the C word, which you know what I'm talking about guys, you know if you're into cars. Well, it's actually not. It was actually designed for Lotus 7 inspired, which started off with the lowest cost cars, which again was a Lotus 7 inspired car done by Ron Chapman and the Haynes Roadsters and all of that, all the major kit car brands sort of worked from that platform and then developed into what you see is today, which is a completely world transformation from anything that was low cost with a CAD design chassis, inboard suspension, all independent, no live axles like the original ones were. So that's the inspiration, that's the silhouette, the Lotus 7 inspired.
Right, and the third and final question for this week is, what MPG can you expect from a bike engine car?
How heavy is your right foot and how brave are you to get the miles per gallon? Realistically though, on track you're probably looking at, well, we don't do miles per gallon, we do litres per minute. We normally get 0.6 litres per minute on a booster car around the track. So you can work that out, but I reckon if you're cruising around, you might get mid-20s, early 20s. But we don't really focus on that. We focus on litres per minute and how much it uses in a race and everything else, because that's where most of the booster cars spend their hunting days, should we say, on the track, hunting down all the other competition and passing them, so we don't worry about miles per gallon, do we, guys? Lewis? No, we don't. But here we go. I'm going to say, great, actually some really good questions this week, and thanks for that, guys. Send them in to Lewis. I'm happy to sit here and answer as many as you want to throw at me. Right, the other thing to mention, it was the sim winner. Congratulations to Mark. He's a great customer of ours, a regular customer anyway, so he came down and collected that at the weekend, and I do believe him and Mike had a great little battle out of the weekend, so they had a great weekend together. So congratulations on the sim winner. Won't be another one like it in the world. Next up though, what we're going to talk about is shows. We're going to kick off the show this year on the 24th of February. If you're in the Stony vicinity around that day, it's race retro time, guys. Normally a great show for classic, modern, and all kinds of things that are race retro and motorsporty. We're going to be attending there with a couple of cars. We'll probably exhibiting the first time actually the new Mazda Turbo demo car. So if you want to come along and see that, that's going to be its first exhibition at Race Retro on the 24th of February. Right, well that's a wrap for this week, guys. Thanks for joining us. Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to see the Cup 200 or Sport 200 as well. It's the same concept of the build and the RX5 build logs that we will post in every couple of weeks. And if you want to get more information about how to build, and that really does give a bit more technical detail, and it sort of allows you at home to think, I can do that, and yes you can. If you want to get yourself information about that, hook us up, phone call, email, messenger. Andy O'Neill and the sales team will do that for you, or come down and see us, better still, at the factory. We'd love to show you around here. That's it. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you next week, guys.